Hi guys, let's talk about the different theories surrounding DOA. Theory number 1. This theory is the least interesting of all. It supposes Prairie, when missing for real, was abused and the impact of this trauma has deeply affected her. She ends up meeting up with these guys in the unfinished house to perform some sorts of mystical rituals with real people and no magic. People that have just given in their own personal suffering and troubles, formed a self-help group that ultimately looks like a cult. A cult where Prairie is sort of a crazy leader. These guys are most likely not going to save anyone by performing a good choreography called the Fifth Movement, but they do it as the result of a misbelief. Theory number 2. The COMA. A much more interesting theory is the COMA theory. What if, when little Nina's school bus crashes into the water, she falls into a coma, and what we see is what's happening into her mind? There were 2 boys, 2 girls, and Nina on the bus, making up to a total of 5 people. What if Nina didn't die? Instead, inside the coma, in her mind, she is putting together an elaborate story based on the tragic events of what happened in those few minutes. Her NDE in the story could just be her fighting with her subconscious to wake up. Here's an interesting line that will make you consider this option even more. You have the choice. Go with your dad or back to have the other 4. This theory could also be supported by the fact that all the experiments that the angel killer is doing, they all involve drowning. Or, to push this even further, what if Nina actually went into a coma right at the beginning when her father made her wade into the nearly frozen lake? Theory number 3. The FBI guy. What if DOA is telling the truth? She was blind and she died several times. The movements are real and the other dimension exists. Who is the FBI guy then? What if there's some multidimensional travel cover-up? And the FBI guy planted those books in the Amazon box under the bed of Prairie, just for someone to find them and discredit her. Throughout the whole season, we think the FBI guy is on the good side. But what if he was just a secret agent of a wider governmental funded group, a project that could be similar to Dr. Hep's laboratory? After all, we know someone else was working on the same topic for sure, because Dr. Hep killed another researcher that was working on the same topic in the hospital. Considering this, what was French looking for when he broke into Prairie's house? Theory number 4. It's all true. From theory number 3, we can extend the reasoning into theory number 4. It's all true. The Fifth Movement only works if you have the will, and she has it. In the cafeteria, they changed the destiny. Instead of killing the kids, the shooter killed DOA, which means the movement worked and she got what she wanted from it, living into the flow to another dimension. Theory number 5. Stranger Things connection. If you haven't watched Stranger Things, you should probably stop the video right now, as I'm about to drop some pretty huge spoilers. But if you have, then you should hear this theory. There is no doubt that Stranger Things and DOA have a lot of similarities. But what if the 2 shows are more connected than what we think, and take place in the same universe? Think about it. Both Eleven and Prairie are lab experiments. They both bleed from their nose, and they can travel to other dimensions. Both disappear, die, go somewhere else at the end of the season. I know, the shows are very different, but being both Netflix original series, we couldn't exclude this possibility. It could be a little bit stretch, but what do you think about it? Also, why does French see himself as a Homer reflected in the mirror in Prairie's house? What happened to the Chicago Tribune writer that was interested in Prairie's story? Why is Betty's brother named Theo, which stands for God and is only 1 letter away from DOA? Why they all share the same dress colors in the final clip when the ambulance is leaving the cafeteria? Why does Prairie call Homer at the end? Ultimately, theory number 6. Your theory. What is it? We would like to hear it from you. Leave it in the comment below. What's your theory about DOA?